Pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. Hey, Richie, you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to say a very special morning also to the Up and Go crew. You have yourselves a wonderful day also. Thank you so very much for joining us on the Bridge 99 FM. You know, Sajay always remind me, if you're looking at the camera there. So, no, which one? This same thing, it changed. Because me just I got asked if me figure so. But we can just go so. Okay, thank you so very much for joining us on the bridge. It's always a pleasure. We're here because of you all. A very special morning to Team Untengle. Undo withoutable. You know, you know that word? Well, just like how you learned Untangle, I want you to learn another one. Undo withoutable. Good morning, Nadia.
Good morning and afternoon from where I am.
Okay, all right, fine. So, all is well?
So far, giving God thanks, my dear.
Okay, wonderful.
I hope you're well too.
Yes, same thing.
It's an honor to be here.
Most welcome. All right, so we're going to be talking about the company, and that's the company that we call the Vision Integrated Diaspora Services Limited. But before we get into the company, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about you before you got to this stage.
So before Integrated Diaspora Services, well, I'm a country girl. I'm from Mandeville, so big up to all the Mandeville Massive listening. Yes, born and bred in Mandeville, Manchester. Went to school there for 7 years. And then went on to the University of the West Indies, where I studied English, taught for a year, went back to Mandeville, taught for a year. Then after that, went into banking for 14 years.
Really?
Where I spent, yes, a switch. Never anticipated that one.
So how you moved from where you studied English, right?
Studied English, a BA. I didn't do anything in education, so it was a straight BA.
Okay.
And when I left UA, I actually wanted to do something in mass comm, to be honest. I either wanted to do something in media and communications, but boy, couldn't get the busman to UA at all.
So I can understand moving from studying English to doing mass comm, but help me join those dots from studying English to banking.
So I after going back to after school, looking for opportunities. The first one that came up was teaching. So I needed a job, right? Because that's it. After you go to school, you need to find a job. Right. And I got the one at Mayday High in Mandeville. And then afterwards, I had gotten married and was going to transition into Kingston. And I needed to find a job again. And somehow my cousin said, why not send in your resume to National Commercial Bank? I said, all right, I doubt they're going to pick up that one, but they did. They did. And today I'm grateful to the company as well, because I have become who I am because of what I learned there,
right,
and the skills developed there. And I spent 14 years, and it was 14 colorful years because I never spent a very long in one position. So from back office to front office to supervisor roles, and I spent a bit of time in sales. So my longest I think path or journey in the bank, I did a lot of service. I spent a lot in the service industrial space in the bank.
Okay. So
from customer service, the teller line, customer service, and then straight into sales, where I did multiple roles as a mortgage sales officer, direct sales agent, business development rep, where you deal with the mass. And then, I was exposed to personal banking, where you dealt with more emerging to affluent customers,
okay,
and that experience was good. And I moved on to sales management,
okay,
where I was forced now to manage and train other salespersons in the space. And it was there that this vision for ideas actually developed.
As I listen to you talking, because I did ask you to join the dots, and I get it now, but it's just interesting how life can take you into places that you just wouldn't have worked out would help you on your journey at all.
Can I tell you?
Can I tell you? And then it works out that it was just perfect.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Okay, so I hear you talking about sales, and I hear you talking about people's personal banks, personal banking, and I'm sure this helped you to understand some of the things that people actually want to happen with their money in their lives.
Yes, that was a training ground for it.
Right. Okay.
That was actually a training ground for it, because at my desk, when clients came, my desk became a one-stop shop. especially for those who know about sales. In order to be effective in sales, you have to be as efficient as possible and connect the dots as much as possible for your customer.
Right.
Because once they leave that desk and have to fend for themselves, it becomes tedious. It's like they don't sometimes want to bother.
Yeah.
But when you can provide a one-stop shop solution for your client, trust me, they are going to come back and they're going to refer many more persons. Okay. So as a country girl coming from country to Kingston, people want to say, how much people know about you? But it's because of the one-stop shop where you make people feel good.
Yes. Yes, I hear you. Because, to be honest with you, Nadia, I was thinking to myself, what a heavy duty you take on yourself. And, I could deal with that, but I'm getting it. I don't get it fully yet, but I'm getting it. All right. So let us talk about now. I'm looking at one of your flyers, and it says, your one-stop shop. We can sort out all your business in Jamaica. That's a tall order. So it is a tall order. So let us start at the very beginning. So you created this company. How, when, with who, why?
So still at NCB, and the more I dealt with, my favorite product was mortgage. And the mortgage product allows you to know a lot about your clients. And most of my clients many would deem the tough ones from overseas because of the amount of documentation and all that involved in processing them. And in dialogue with them, you realize how tedious it is to do business in Jamaica, especially when they don't know anybody from here. So many are scared that when they send the monies, they're hoping that the house they're buying is not a banana tree or no land at all, but that there's actually something there. You hear the fears, you see the tears, you feel, the intensity of their fear. Right. And I mean, I was in position I was placed in a position to kind of cushion that and help to build the confidence, not only in the bank, but in the country and our ability to serve them and in our people to provide the solution for them. So it was during that time, in 2020, while actually studying, now you're going to wonder how I reached so I'm doing my master's in sales and marketing management, right? And I have this great idea. Someone said, why not do something on climate change? And in doing that, they said, but how you get climate change into marketing? So in doing it, I focus on how, the financial sector can include this as a part of their risk management, and then put that as conditions that when persons came to get loans or facilities, it will be a part to sensitize sensitize customers on how to include climate risk solutions into their operations. So that was the angle I took it from, and I needed to speak to somebody in risk. Here comes Percival Erdit.
Who?
Percival Erdit, my business partner.
Okay, but let's break it down a bit. So I'm a Jamaican. Remember, you're the one with all of this busyness in your mind. Me just a normal Jamaican. Me is one of the one them where say, me can sort out your business in a Jamaica. Me is one of those people. So me want to build a house. Every time me start to build the house, them rob me down here in Jamaica. You link for me how you going to help me stop people from thief my money in a foreign. You link that with climate change for me, please and thanks, because if you can do that, me rate you.
So climate change, part of it was just the vehicle to connect me with my business partner who was in risk. You can't do anything for climate change without touching the matter of risk and the risk that financial institution or any institution really is subjected to as an entity with matters like that.
Okay.
But there's no way I would have spoken to him or found my way up those steps if it wasn't for a topic like that.
Okay, I got you. All right, so let us talk about an average day now for you. What are some of the issues that Jamaicans in the diaspora have about doing business in Jamaica? What are some of their major concerns?
The major concern, fear. Yeah, a major concern is if I invest back home, can I live to enjoy it? Can I actually come there and invest without fear? Can I send monies back home and it will do what I sent it to? Yes, efficiency, turnaround time. One of the biggest one is who can I trust? Who can I trust to actually get what I need done?
Absolutely.
I need to build something for my generation. Can it actually be done? Who can I trust to get this done? Will this dream ever be a reality? And who can I get down there to hold my hand and trust enough to help me through this?
And I'm supposing, how much of a risk is it to invest in Jamaica?
Well, it is a risk if you are not informed correctly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree 100%. If you are not informed correctly, this is a conversation we have all the time because there are many kinds of Jamaicans. There's a kind of Jamaican who's still fantasizing about the Jamaica that them leave long time.
And in a dead air.
Exactly. And that's a problem. That's going to be a problem. And then there's a kind of Jamaican in the diaspora that think that nothing no good down here.
And that is unfortunate. And I battle. I become livid. I'm upset for those who promote that image of Jamaica that nothing good is here, because that is not true. And if it is that nothing good is here, you should stop promoting that you're actually a Jamaican because you're a reflection of who we are.
I agree 100%. All right, let's go a little deeper now. So this one's, it's the services that you offer, right? Medication purchases and distribution, elderly care services, death care services. I'm sure this is a big one, especially for Jamaicans who leave elderly relatives at home.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
And some of those relatives may not want to. What I realize that some relatives who they may not want to be placed in a home.
Yes.
A lot of times you place your relatives in a home and by the time they go, they die.
Yes.
Because you take them out of their comfort zone and it is stressful. So
Absolutely.
we provide not only helping them to find a home if they want to go there, but also to provide home care right where they are.
Okay, so that's one service. There's a question I need to ask you after we examine the other services. Because how can you, well, I don't already ask you yet, resource training and education, work and study abroad, programs, training and certification services. Let's talk about that.
So persons who, a lot of Jamaicans are studying overseas, and this service we continue to refine. Those who may be interested in programs overseas, we partner with a company called OneSAS, as well as we've been discussions next week with a school from a university here in the United Kingdom to provide opportunities to Caribbean nationals who want to study, for example, in the UK. And get an opportunity for scholarships as well as internship and possibly work opportunities.
I'm sure this is a popular one. A lot of people want this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, some persons are trying to avoid persons being scammed as well, because many persons will come up with opportunities, but they may be partially legitimate, but when they actually enter the countries to study, they are not treated very well.
So you have to do the research before.
Right.
All right. So we're talking about provision of or approval of what is PP something another and legal. Explain that one.
So the legal services, we want our Jamaican nationals, Caribbean nationals, all the persons who may want to access legal services in the country, that we have capable lawyers here in Jamaica, and their lawyers or solicitors, as some of those in the UK may call them. Irrespective of the legal service you require, divorce, litigation, title, land and title matters, which are very popular one. Whatever it may be, really.
All right.
Search for documents at the Supreme Court that you can find. Adoption matters. we have a legal team that facilitates that.
Okay, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we really need to ask you about the diversity of your staff. Because it cannot be you, bright as you are, alone doing this. Can't be, right? And not just that, but also a staff that you now can trust. Because a lot is placed on you being trustworthy.
Yes, a lot.
So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we could talk about that. And we have live on Zoom Nardia Teep, and she is currently the CEO and Director of Marketing, Sales and Branding for Integrated Diaspora Services Limited. So Nardia, we're talking about ensuring trust in your clients. Before you start to tell me about that, you would have to be able to control the volume of your clients, because depending on how many clients you have would depend on how efficient you are. Hello?
True.
Okay. So let's talk.
So the integrated is not by chance. We believe that what we do well at IDS is connect people together. Mm-hmm. We're exceptional at marketing and we're good connectors. Mm-hmm. So what we do is not reinvent the wheel. We have capable experts on our island, as well as Jamaicans globally who are experts in their craft. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So for example, our lawyers. So I'm not a lawyer, but we have engaged lawyers who are competent and licensed to practice and are willing and have joined with us to make this vision a possibility.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So we use lawyers, for example. We also have those persons who are competent again and trust and have been vetted for all the other services, for example, for those who need birth certificates, for example. Mm-hmm. So you'd be vetted, all right, to execute those on the ground. For the care services, these are licensed personnel and entities as well who execute those services. So it is a integration of all of the expertise, the talents from our island, wherever they may be globally, to make this vision and execution a possibility.
So your company is to bring it all together.
We bring it all together like one nice butter soup.
I got you. All right, I got that. And we also understand that it's not just for Jamaicans in the diaspora, but also for people who are not in the diaspora who want to invest in Jamaica.
Yes, so it's also for persons in the diaspora, irrespective of where you're from, who want to invest in Jamaica. Because we understand it's difficult as well. Because you have the tier, you have the persons who are from Jamaica who might have just left. You have those who have left for many years. You have descendants or those by descent of Jamaica. So those children, children who were born overseas and are not very familiar with the territory. And those who have married, who are foreigners married to Jamaicans, are those who just love Jamaica.
Yeah. Okay.
We need the assistance.
We have a time issue, but I'm really curious to know which of these services that you offer is the most sought after.
I would say quickly property.
Yes.
And I would say property. And property in itself is dynamic because you can get all the moving parts. So we have a customer, for example, and their customers know what we're working with. But let me use Dan from Dubai. And Dan only came to Jamaica to collect her keys. Right? So she had to get a TRM. She had to get her pre-qualification first. When Dan approached, Dan had seen nothing yet. She just knew, Nardia, I want a property in Jamaica. Right? Mm-hmm. And we completed all the moving parts for her. We facilitated all that. From the pre-qualification, the account, the mortgage, the lawyer, the valuator, the surveyor, they going to look at the property and going through it, videoing it with her, all of that.
Nardia.
So that product in itself is very dynamic.
At what cost though? Because you are doing so much for this client that I'm beginning to wonder if it's not cheaper for you employ the thief.
Well, again, so that is the trick. We don't, for example, a mortgage, we the charges are normally included within the partnerships with the legal team, for example, and with the realtor and with the financial institution. So we don't charge upfront for certain things. I mean, the most you charge, for example, is for your TRN, if you need a TRN.
Okay.
So we remain, so the industry rate, say for example, for legal persons at 3%, we're below that. But still, our fee is within, if it is 2%, it's within that.
I got you. All right. So how is business so far?
It is growing. It is growing. It's hard work.
Yes.
Because you speak of trust. One of the challenges for us really is to build the trust.
And efficiency.
And efficiency. And one of the things that the struggle with efficiency is, a lot of us in Jamaica, we think Jamaican. And the standards outside are not necessarily parallel to our standards. You know, sometimes they may say that sometimes we're very laid back as Jamaicans, which can be true.
Yeah.
And
that statement can easily be misunderstood, but yes. I do get what you mean. Clearly.
Yes. So
it's really a question of ethics, work ethics, and standards.
Yes, it says not that we're very hardworking as Jamaicans, you know, extremely hardworking. But in terms of responsiveness, turnaround time, sometimes the service, and so on, you know, can be challenging, but we can get there when we put certain disciplines and practice in place. And we're bullish about getting that standard up for the company and also extend to our company.
Okay. So as we wind up, I can just hear some of the listeners saying, yeah, but we can get in touch with her. So,
So we can be reached at 876-852-7716, 876-564-3058, or 347-737-0478.
What about your social media?
All platforms. So we can be found on Facebook, IG, and we also have a YouTube page because prior to doing physical visits, I'm now in the UK, daily seeking opportunities to connect with the diaspora in the different spaces where they are. We've been doing pop-ups and we'll continue that into 2023, where we do Caribbean marketplace or pop-ups in the core spaces where the Jamaicans are. You'll see pictures of that, and you'll also see us doing webinars on topical issues that Jamaicans and foreigners overseas need to know when doing business here.
Nadia, your company is so complex and interesting and so many things that we need to understand, that you realize that we haven't spoken to Donna Ray. I think we're going to have to do that separately. But just before we go, just help us to understand how you both come together and what service you both offer.
So for Donna reflects the expansion of the vision of ideas, where we understand that persons may not necessarily want to do business in Jamaica as a Jamaican, but you may want to do business in other territories where they actually are, so like Canada, UK, and Africa and the Caribbean. So we have begun establishing relationships in those territories to make the process as seamless as well. And Africa is one of them. And here, that reflects the partnership between Rock Factory, Donna Ray, and ourselves.
Wow, very exciting. A lot of information. We have to process all of it. So for those who want to listen again, of course, we are on Instagram. But you keep talking about how you come from country. If you're like a country girl, you're gone far, man. Hello? No, I mean, your mind is like it's unstoppable. It's like there's just no limit. And that's a wonderful thing. Somebody has to do that. And you have to have a mind like yours to even attempt to do that. So congrats.
We want our country to be better. We have a 2030 vision of improving, of economic growth and development. Mm-hmm. And the diaspora is a key element to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wonderful talking to you. Last thing, your mission and how it affects what you do and them kind of nice thing there.
Our mission is really to engage the diaspora and to build our country through that engagement and connection globally. And we're bullish about that.
Yes. I hear that, and enthusiastic, and it's a wonderful thing. Lovely talking to you, and send my
Thank you.
regards to
Same here.
Donna Ray, and let her know that at some point in the future we're going to have an interview with her. All right?
No problem.
All
No
right.
problem.
Have a
Thank you
great
very
one.
much.
Most welcome. Okay, what an exciting conversation. So, the Vision Integrated Diaspora Services Limited, and it's from the hearts of two Jamaicans with a desire to serve. And we are looking at, as I said, a flyer, and it gives the numbers. We're going to put that on our page. So, we're going to put that on the page. So, for those who are interested, you can check out our page and you can get the information. Once again, pick up yourself and pick up your partner when take a break. Every day above ground is a great day. For real. Think me now, listen, every day above ground is a wonderful day indeed.
I'm telling you, I have to give thanks, Mama Kelly.
See you,
Got to
please,
give
sir.
thanks.
So what go on?
Man. Well, I'm all right, Mama Kelly. As you heard, you were listening, and I wasn't here over the weekend. I had an extended weekend, so I have to give thanks for that part.
Okay. When you say
Yeah, I like a relaxation.
oh.
Yes, so that's why I had an extended weekend.
You
so,
mean you weren't partying all weekend as usual?
No, not really. No. You know them, some Mama Kelly. Sometimes people work hard and them don't really live long to enjoy it. Sometimes you have to take a break.
You bet.
You know, so that's what I felt like. You know, just taking a few days to recoup.
I'm so happy that you've done that. I, myself apply for it 2 days too. I don't hear. me darling. No, seriously. No. No. Yeah, me put it nicely. Because I could have said me take 2 days next week, but no.
Wow.
In corporate Jamaica, you don't talk it like that. You say,
Yes.
I'm going to apply. And if I don't
Yes.
get it, well, do the part that we don't talk per radio.
I also had to apply. Let me just say that.
Hey, look
I
here.
also had to ask.
No.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you something. I don't like some, used to corporate Jamaica, but corporate Jamaica is a very interesting phenomenon because look here
Yes.
now. Me apply too. And me ask too. But me ask with the
Yes.
intention for hear yes. Because no, you understand what I say to you?
I'm sure you will get a yes, Mama Kelly. I
I-
don't think there's any holdback in that.
I hope so. Because there are ways around it. But yes. Yes. Oh yes. Let's move off of that before we anger anybody in high places.
No. So after coming out of the sunshine, Mama, I'm back in New York City. It's not that cold here today. We're experiencing some weathers in the 70s. They say scattered and mild showers, but I believe we got that already. It was raining yesterday. And yesterday was also known as Diwali, which is a celebration for our Hindu Asian brothers and sisters worldwide who are celebrating a season of lights. So we want to say happy Diwali to all the listeners out there. I was not in studio yesterday, so I'm saying it today. Happy Diwali to all those who were celebrating yesterday. It was a very good thing for our brothers and sisters to celebrate that. And also we see that in England, the new PM
Yes.
is of Asian and Indian heritage. So we say happy Diwali to him as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking at a cruise that my sister is taking, and believe you me, me's not a girl with bad mind, No, me not a girl with trouble with bad mind. But when the sister show you around cruise, and she going to Greece, and they're stopping in Turkey, and then Jerusalem, and then Tel Aviv, Israel, and Cyprus. And, answer me to you.
Yeah.
And this one, know you're sure if you're bad mind or if you're not bad mind, No, me I tell you, I'm sure now. You see, if somebody can send me this, I'm no grudge them. Me sure say me do a bad mind. So that's where my sister is going.
And that's how I feel about, traveling, Mama Kelly. I
Yes.
feel like people should travel the earth and just see the beautiful earth that is out there and the world that is out there. Sometimes we tend to get vacation and, sad to say this, but a lot of us, we just go back home for vacation. When you can visit other places. Not saying you're not supposed to go home. You have people who you want to see home and you want to enjoy back home, but for every vacation you get, try to visit other places around the world.
Absolutely, it really does make a difference. And something that my sisters really encourage, you don't have to actually have no whole heap of money in it, because I'm reading off this now, but I don't read that from when them saving. You see me, I say to you? So it's a nice thing to just put down a little penny here and there. You get a little money, you put it down here and there. It is more the thought, you know. It's just to have the idea. And once you have the idea, then you just implement it.
True.
So I
True,
already
Mama
talking
Kelly.
about, you never tell me which party did they, or you purposely never tell me.
No, I did not say.
Or pure
But
purposely.
I'll let you know.
Oh,
I'll let
okay,
you know.
okay, all right, fine, no problem. So,
But that little money put on part, the Mama Kelly. You know how long I've been telling myself, say I go and put on a $10 or $20 every day. I know I can't start.
it starts.
And when you do, when I look at it and look at the money that you spend on a day-to-day basis, and I say, what if I didn't spend this money today? You know how much money I would have at the end of the week?
Exactly.
And I encourage people to do that, especially the younger generation. Like, put aside a $10, $5 every day. Every day. We used to call it piggy bank.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Same way,
as
sir.
we get something, we save a little thing. You know,
Yeah, it does make a
to
difference.
save.
And you know, especially if you're someone like me who take out my friends and you know I hope to God them no other lobster. But if they do, me still try to pay for it. Yes, me dear, me pay. No, such you say, him not pay for that. Him not pay for that.
Me don't know about that part.
Nah,
Take
pay
out
for
my
that.
friend them and
No.
Maybe if I had the money, Mama Kelly. I don't have it.
Mean. No, it's not said. Let me tell you why me do it. Let me tell you why me do it. I can tell you why me do it.
Yeah.
Because you see those same friends, you see when they carry me go up Port Royal, I hear me now, I'm steam fish, man. Stop show off yourself about steam fish. Just harder where you want to start. And let me tell you something, I don't have expensive taste. But my friends really, when them say them are going to take you out, it don't happen every day. But when them say them are going to take you out, them take you out. So you see, if I am going to invite my friends out, me make sure say me put on my penny them long time for some long belly friend or me have. You understand me? And it makes me feel good because it's like returning a favor. Them do it all the time. So
Right.
yeah.
You have a lot of friends who their relationships are like that, but you know, you have some friend with them go out and them a look and a wonder and I say, who are order this when the bill come? Everybody a check for say, well, are you order this or you have to pay for this? And you know, they have never treated each other to, you know, as you said, to dinner and things of that nature. But
I
see a
avoid
lot of
those
them
people.
I see a lot of them, yes, they go out and they have fun, celebrate birthdays and things of that nature. You know, a couple of them go out and celebrate one birthday and things of that nature. So you do have good friends. out
Yeah,
there.
man. Yeah, man. My friends encourage me that way, and they're good that way. And I, especially, you know, I'm thinking about even this sister who I just read of where she going. Yeah, these sisters encourage them not here. Them over your side of friends. The ones over my side kind of always about boy, you know. But you see the ones your side, I go there all the time, and them not rich at all, but them mindset different, and it's very encouraging. So
You know, sadly, Mama
mercy.
Kelly, again, we have to report yet another fatal school shooting here in the United States.
mercy.
This time in St. Louis, a 15-year-old student, a female, was killed, and a 61-year-old teacher was also killed. 7 others were injured in this incident. So, one more school shooting.
It's
here in the
happening here
United
too.
States.
It has been happening here too because there's a story. I don't know if I have it on my phone, but there's a story about principal. The Jamaican principals of schools seem to be making the news and not necessarily in a good way at all. Because you heard about that land scam that happened in Gregory Park, which was at Bernard Lodge. There's a land scam where somebody been school principal charged in I can see if I can find it. Yes, the police have apprehended a woman too, said to be a school principal in relation to the illegal sale of land close to Clifton in Greater Bernard Lodge area in St. Catherine. You know, that is so unfortunate. I mean, back in the day, mark you, it is alleged that it's not tried, the case not tried. But back in the day, it wouldn't even come up for mention. So we have to be so very careful how we step out in a earth, because sometimes when you hear school principal and you right away think, you know, somebody of integrity, because that's the way we're supposed to think. So we have to make sure, say, that image not tainted in any way, you know, because,
True.
you know, that it's not a good look when you know, say, the principal of a
And-
school.
And there's been so many incidents involving kids, or you know, involved in violence in schools, stabbings and things of that nature since the school year started there in Jamaica. You know, we have a lot of things happening here in the United States, but you know, Jamaica is where I'm from, and you know, we have to pay attention to what's going on in the island. You know, I saw a video circulating with a young man that was shot by the police as well, where they were trying to arrest him. I don't know if you saw that one, Mama Kelly. I'm not sure where that was, but a young man was being arrested by the police, and he was actually resisting arrest in the video, and you know, saying that they're gonna have to kill him. Eventually, he was shot, I believe, about 5 times. Right there, you know, them trying to arrest him, he was shot and killed.
It was a bloody weekend here in Jamaica. You know, I was talking to an elderly neighbor of mine who travels half of the year she's here, and herself and her family, and half of the year she's in actually New York. So we're talking about crime in Jamaica, and she insists that the crime in the States is just as bad. The only
Yes, it
difference,
is.
she says, the only difference is the space. It's just that Jamaica it's happening in Jamaica in a small space, and which makes it even more frightening. But it happens also where she goes
Yes.
back and forth from. It's just that it's a bigger space.
Yes.
So you know,
And you know, we have to really sit down and wonder, as Jamaicans, how can we change the trajectory of what we've seen happening in Jamaica? Even the other day with the young lady going missing and they finding her body. The social media influencer, Slickiana is
Yes.
her name, you know. A lot of people have been coming out talking about it. Some people are saying that, well, I saw this other video where a man was, you know, basically voicing his rant that, you know, they're paying attention to certain people and not paying attention to certain people, claiming that, you know, business people are being robbed and killed in Jamaica and they're not getting any attention. But they're giving all this attention to this case and also to the case of Donnelly. You know, while he had a lot to say in the video, you know, I just believe that in each case, the common thing is, you know, people lost their lives.
Exactly.
So it's just overall.
And that's not fair, boy, God, because the
No, it's
business
not fair.
community seem to get well. If you ask people, for example, who live in the inner city communities, they have an issue where when them dead, nobody no business, and it is the people, the business people, and people who have name and all of them, they get a lot of attention. So
Right.
I mean, we've been getting news from people of all different areas of society. But as you can well imagine, there are some stories that may interest people a lot more. And perhaps this is where the Slickianas and the you know, but them stories they make you afraid, afraid of
You know,
man. I tell
you know, Mama Kelly, while I see that they are launching a lot of operations and things surrounding some of these cases, over the weekend I sat down and I came up with something called Operation Live Good. And that means life is very exciting, give others our devotion. Right? Operation Live Good. 2 components, respect and love. You know, love and respect yourself is the only way you're going to love and respect others.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things. You can start with a good morning, a good evening, a good night. You know, when you see people on the street, don't pass people and hold down your head and things of that nature. You know, Jamaica, make we bring back Jamaica to what it used to be. You know, we're not, you know, ask before you go out and take. You know, if you can walk in a store and ask somebody and say, can I get something when I have nothing, I can't pay for it, if I can pay you next week, instead of walking and pull out a gun and take somebody's life. That's, you know, that's not the way to go. So, you know, you can also ask for a job, ask for a meal. You know, we need the gentlemen to start showing the women more respect, back to the way it was. You know, love the women, them cherish them. Remember, you have a mother, you have sister, you have aunts, you might have a daughter. Start showing the women much more respect. Young men, pull out a chair, open a door, things of that nature. The way you approach a woman, show her some respect. Not just because you see her on social media and things of that nature, you're gonna get up and start disrespecting the messages and the wrong approach and saying the wrong things to get her attention. And also to the women, if you want respect from the men, respect yourselves. Not every chance you get, you must post on social media exposing yourself, exposing your body. Leave something to the men's imagination,
And
to
be
the man them
careful
imagination.
Be careful to Beauregard of the men that you, they will pursue you. But be careful of the men who you agree to go out with. Because you see, at them time, yeah, everybody good looking, you know, everybody good looking. So that cannot be the reason that you're going to be with someone. Nowadays, you have to make some serious background checks, you know, because even then you're in trouble, much as when you not do it.
True.
And don't be too quick to I know this is very difficult. I know we're getting the wind up signal. Don't be too quick to start relationships with people that you don't know. Mrs. Them cut the deal with your friend the door, Adidas. But you're going to have to move on.
Before we go to the break, Mama Kelly, I remember my mother. I grew up with 5 sisters, and I remember my mother used to tell them, "This not every man must make see a smile."
So
Things of
you
that
say
nature.
what?
And every man must see a smile.
Yes, I see him,
Like
so it go.
Exactly.
See him, so it go. You can be polite, but you have to
Yes.
show no teeth. You can't just say hello, and that the hello they tell him it speaks volumes. It was a look, you remember that going further. So yes, I don't want Lafayette come down your toes. So make we take a break now. So we have live online the Blakes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? Happy Merry Music Day.
The same to you both.
Good afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon,
you?
Monty.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Oh, what a strong resemblance. Oh my goodness, you look just like your brother. Why? You know what okay, so for those who don't know, October 25, which is today, so today is actually officially designated National Merri Music Day. One of the things that I would love to ask you, how you got that to happen?
Well, I was one day dreaming, listening to, National Coffee Day, National Chocolate Day, and I'm like, there's a really good opportunity here to spread the word about Merritone music, the sound system of Jamaica. So I simply went to one of the organizations that facilitate national days. We made an application. They only select a few every year, and we were very fortunate to be selected for the National Day calendar for October 25th, which is my grandfather's birthday, Val Blake. He started Merritone Music, and we are now officially celebrating our first annual Merri Music Day all around the world.
Okay. For those who have applied to have a day in honor of whatever, what do you think were the qualifications that you had that made it possible for you to actually get this day?
I think we really stand out with a history of 72 years of making great music. And we have made such an impact on the community as well. So they recognize our commitment to community. They recognize our commitment to culture. They recognize our commitment to family, to joy, and uplifting the world in a merry, merry way. So those were some of the things that stood out in the selection process.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Monique. Good afternoon, Monty. Once again.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, I know that you are celebrating over 7 decades of music. That means a lot of memories and a lot of history. But I want to go back to the beginning. Tell us, how did this all start?
It started in the historic town of Morant Bay. My dad was a civil servant, wanting to find a little need to augment his earnings so his boys would go to school in Kingston. In those days, there was just one scholarship per parish. The boys went to Kingston, and they heard the sound system the first time in Crossroads. And they said, "Dad, here's a good idea," because he was a music man and a dancer to boot, And, he kind of frowned on it because in that day and age, that class of people didn't go to sound system dance. They're just bands that they dance with. And now he started it in 1950. We were around Morant Bay in the early years, came to Kingston in 1962, started to play, and we started to break down the stigma and the generation on the social divide. And we were like a bridge between uptown and downtown.
Yes.
And it just took off from there. Winston went into a little, music talent scout business, and came his wife, Cynthia Sloss, Mary Salmon, the Michael Diamond, the Tom, Drew Thomas, all came out of the Merritone Talent Search at the VIP Club. Moved overseas, moved through the Diaspora, had the family fun day in New York. Now the family reunion is in its 32nd year. And you know, we always deal with the Merritone. It's love, good music, loyalty, and we just love to dance. So
Yes.
here we are in 72 years. The last sound standing since those that started in the year of 1950.
Monty, you know what I would love for you to tell us? Just give us an idea of what a family reunion, a Blake family reunion looked like back in the day when your dad was alive.
Well,
Well, there were no family reunions back in that day, but we started it in 32 years ago. So he can tell you about the love and the
it's
fun.
1990. It started in Montego. But we used to have what we call, you know, what was the forerunner to the family reunion. In the house in Morant Bay, we always have 3 days parties. That first one started when they assassinated John Kennedy, and the government designated Monday as a holiday. So we called up everybody that got school in Kingston with us and said, come on, because we had a grandmother and a little house and a little 90-acre property there. Everybody could see her. And that's where it started, and we took it to Monday, and then, you know, eventually it started to go into all-inclusive resorts, like in 2000 we started at the Draco. And with the family came the rum as usual. I was just telling somebody the first time we went with the rum, the hotel guy said, boy, people going to broke up the place.
Oh, that's the house we're looking at on the screen there now. Okay, nice.
Yes,
Yes,
that's in Morant
To
Bay.
tell you the truth, you know, one hotelier manager once said to me, you know, Mr. Blake, the hotel is full because you're here, but it's not unusual that this hotel is full. I will tell you what I see. When everybody greets everybody, they hug and a kiss, and we don't do that when normal tourists are there. And we really want to commend you on the love that you bring to the property.
And when you come to a family reunion, you see generations of family, Merritone family. You'll see, you know, a grandmother with her grandchildren and her daughter and her son-in-law. You see the entire family there. So it is really a family affair.
I picture everybody dancing.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
that is the requirement. That's your ticket in the door.
And then one, you know, you hear, like the mother said, you hear the music we used to listen to when we were young.
Mr.
You got to
Mr.
dust off your dancing shoes if you want to come to the reunion.
Yeah, for real.
It's fun though. It's good energy, and you know, like, you know, we are at the crossroads here now. At 72, a lot of the faithful and folks are, you know, really aging. So we're looking to morph into a mature set of younger folks who love to dance and love to have fun. So, you know, we can continue. We're only 28 years away from the historic 100.
Yes.
And I think we can make it.
Mr. Blake, I'm still trying to get a little of the earlier history here. Back then, who were some of the other sound systems of your time?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Hello?
Yes, the question is, who were some of the other sound systems of your time?
Hmm?
Could you repeat that one more time? You want to get a little bit more of the historical perspective from 1950?
Yes, the question is, who were some of the other sound systems at the time that Merritone was founded?
Okay, yeah, the first sound system that we know of repute is Tom's the Great Sebastian, Thomas Wong. And in Morant Bay, you had the Mellow Canary. Chinese play a very important part in our sound system and music culture. Thomas Wong was one, Tom the Great Sebastian, which somehow we liked how he played, and he used to play at Silver Slipper every Friday night. And we used to play at Springfield, our hometown, in the 50s and early 60s with people like Duke Reed. His number 2 set used to come out there. Downbeat, you have King Edwards, you have people like, you know, like Ducks. All of these guys are gone. You know, quite a few other ones used to come to Morant, and we had friendly rivalry there. You know, it's such great days when, you know, this was before, you know, ska or anything, you know, remember now?
Before ska.
Yeah, before, yeah. It was just mental country and Western music. You know, rhythm and blues, like jump blues from New Orleans. And that's what we used to play in the dances. The girls used to dress up in their crinolines and, you know, really, everybody just for bespoke. Their pants were tailor-made.
Yeah, and pants length.
Yeah, pants. You know, full and all of them things. And they all the shoes, you know, Butter Shoe Store, John White shoes and all of that. Tree Castle, and then of course the Clark's Booty was always there, you know.
From them times?
Yeah, from that time.
Okay.
You know, so we are still living in the culture of the past, and we're morphing to the present. And you know, the good thing about it is that if you look at like Sunday night, we play at a special place that we play every Sunday night. And the great thing about it, I had a lady sitting at my table. She was 90, celebrating her 90th birthday, and right there was her grandson, who was about 30. And they were dancing together. You know, I said to myself, I have to take a little video of that. But one thing I have to say, for those who think that we are old folks, always say, come and dance with us. And
then you see. Monty, let me ask you mentioned earlier that your dad, the Merritone that your dad started, actually bridged that social divide. And it seems to me as though Merritone, when Winston Blake was selecting, did the very same thing. How do you think that happened? How that happened?
Well, it's a conscious choice, you know, because we were like, you know, from, you know, I hate to put class. We were like a you know, middle class family, and we always went to listen to the people on the ground floor, because that's where the culture change always come from. How we dance, how we speak, the music. Say what you want to say. When you're up top, you don't change much a car. But down there, they change the culture. Like it, and we always go to these dances. Sometimes we couldn't get a dance because they look at you as a but you have to be introduced, and you have to be able to dance.
Yeah.
So, you know, we started there, and then we started to play with bands. And that's where you meet, like, the Browns. And remember in those days in the 60s, there was no black faces working in the bank. And all the managers had to be from England. The same thing with Rastafari. We started Leonard Howard lived in St. Thomas for a long time until they started pressuring him. And he moved out and went to St. Catherine. So, you know, we went there, and then we went on the campus of the University of the West Indies. I think that's where you got a lot of the, you know, like people like, I was on another program on Sunday, and Douglas O'Rain was there. He was telling me something I didn't know. I thought he went to UW. He said, no, he come for the music.
You know, in Scotland. But can I tell you something though, Monty? Douglas is not alone. I mean, many people tell stories of actually carrying some good clothes to school, and then when them leave school, is Merritone them gone.
People. There was a story, you know, that I gave a long time about two girls who wanted to go to Merritone and were playing at the Copacabana. And the mom, you know, being a regular family, said, what is this Merritone Sound System? And she said, no, Mom, it's a discotheque. She said, oh, and make sure you come in back by 1 o'clock because you have to go to church in the morning. So she said to her husband, I don't trust these people. You and your brother go spy on them. Well, the father and the uncle went there, and next thing they know, a girl said, but now your father down there dance with a girl.
That's one of the beautiful things about Merritone. I mean,
I saw that dancing away at the Copa, but we didn't say nothing. So she said, what you discover going to Merritone? I want to come next week. He said, no, I could check it out a few times first before you come.
Mr. Blake, was disco always a part of the sound's name, and how did the name Merritone come about?
Well, Merritone was, you know, actually there's a little challenge to that because everybody have their own story. But I think the name Merritone came from my uncle that built a box. And in the old days, when you had the turntable that you changed the needles, one of the brand was called Merritone. And I still have a little package of it left. But another guy in Morant Bay was another story, which I was too young today. He said they used to have sound contests, and he was a judge. And when they finished, and, you know, they asked him why he picked Merritone as a winner, and said, it just sounds merry. You know? So,
it does sound merry. That's true.
Yeah, but I give you a quick thing about the discotheque. You couldn't tell your parents that you're going to a sound system. So Ronnie Nasrallah, who was the roadmaster for Byron at the time, suggested that Winston graphic. To get them there, you might have to do a name change. Use the word discotheque. A discotheque is just a nightclub started in France where they use sound system played on the disc, except the live bands. Because sound system wasn't, live nightclubs were always live entertainment in that time. So, they had discotheque after the war, and they used to play records, the soldiers and all that brought them there. So we used it, and, it was nice when, Leandro Carter, the second girl, said, Mommy, I want to go to a discotheque tonight. Yeah, obviously she's young. She said, Mommy said, let's go take off your clothes and go to bed.
Yeah, we hear that story all the time. We hear that all the time.
Leandro a cartoon in the glue. I'm trying to recover it, but can't find it. But that was classic. That was all because of Merritone. And a lot of sound system changed to disco. And I don't know if some of them know what was not sound system anymore. But, so it is. We want to go back to sound system because that's how it started. And it's a great entertainment form for everybody. And we're so happy that it's gone all the way abroad. People come in here to see what we do. One person wrote that Kingston is the loudest city in the world. And not just Kingston, Jamaica and the Caribbean. Everybody, where you go, all reggae music and dancehall and really the world's anthem, the music that we play.
So where's the sound system actually based?
Oh, well, in the old days when we used to live boxes and all of that, it was not so easy, to lift a box, what we call the coffin for the records and all of that. In the big truck, and sometimes the truck man drop asleep and don't come for you. So we now hire systems, and one of the ones we use is our one that is a member of the Merritone family. But the other bicycle set, and we do that. But most of the places you go now, Elise, you just plug and play. All the clubs have their own system. So
Okay.
Monique, I can sense your passion for Merritone, the family, and everything that's happened, the whole history, and you just want the legacy to go on and to continue. What is your vision for Merritone in the future?
My vision for Merritone, as we're at this point, is to invite more people to Merritone music, to become part of the Merritone. So we're opening our arms and our music to a younger demographic, inviting them in. We know that music transcends all generations, and that the formula that we have as Merritone is unique, and it's merry. So you're going to have a good time when you come. And besides that, really just taking the sound system legacy. We've been keeping it a secret in Jamaica and, in the Diaspora, but to speak out loudly to the world about the power of music and the power of Merritone music and the power of sound system and the culture of sound system as a uniquely Jamaican musical innovation.
Nice. We're going to take a break, and we're asking you guys, please don't come off the phone. We're just going to take a break, and then we'll come right back to the conversation. So we have live online Monique Blake and her dad Monte Blake, and Monte is the brother of Winston Merritone Blake. So Monique spoke earlier about wanting to attract a younger demographic, and one of the things that I particularly loved about Merritone the few times I went is that there were so many generations. It up at what? My mic? Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
There were so many generations in one space. What I want to ask, I'm sure Beauregard would love to know this too, as a selector. One of the things that I always admired about Winston when he was playing was that he would take a genre of music, and when you think that, okay, the next one is going to be the same genre, he would seamlessly run that genre into a totally different genre seamlessly, and that to me was a standout Merritone thing. Are you teaching younger selectors how that is done? Did he get a chance to do that?
Yes. We have a young set of guys that are really, well, they're still learning, but they know, like the Mikey Thompson, like Greg Ross, they actually grew up with in, and we always think that we're at the spice of life, so we turn the music around. Winston always said that the music, you don't just put on a record, but go like a river,
Yes,
and you
yes,
must play it to the people of the dance floor. You must know when enough is enough.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So, and give people a song to sing when they're going home. So you always have this new song to bust on them,
You mentioned a good thing. Know when enough is enough. That, little, idiosyncrasies like that, make or break a selector. And that's one of the things that I think Merritone just absolutely captured.
It's because I think, Merritone is about the people who come to the Merritone session. It's always been about the music for the people.
Elise, what we do, is that the old days we used to make the music ours, inculcation, playing it over. And I was just saying the other day that Winston was in Canada one time. The younger demographic that was in there. He was playing some of the music that they like. Of course, some of the older Merritone family weren't familiar with the music and they didn't like it and they walked out. And the lady called me the next morning and said, well, I can go and what's like these young girls. But we went somewhere out there, more Merritone music. That's so the music is identifiable.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Monty, those of us who, of a different generation, we do appreciate the fact that we're hearing music that we actually know. But at the same time, if you're really going to attract that younger demographic, we're going to have to be flexible.
That's right. And you have good music that's being heard of what people are saying.
Yes, there's always good music.
Always good music. I don't know how much of it is being played. But
Exactly.
I hear quite a lot of stuff. So I don't join the chorus that's good music.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
No.
We're just
Jamaican
not looking
music
hard
is
enough.
And Jamaican music is impacting the world always, still today. People are still looking to Jamaica and the innovations that happen here musically, and they are still using that as their basis.
Yes, yes. So as we wind up, how has the World Merry Music Day taken off? Are people gravitating to it? Do they understand the history? Are they loving it?
Yes.
I tell you, it was off to a good start on the bridge this morning.
Yes.
Can't want better than that. And it's continuing. Friends in Canada are playing some. Friends in New York and the online guys are playing today. And, it's only the start, but we're very pleased with it. And we see a great future for it, And we want to thank you so much.
Most
That's a great
welcome.
interview. Yes.
And allowing us to celebrate the first Merry Music Day with you and your listeners.
Our pleasure. Beauregard has a question. Beauregard?
No, it's more. I just wanted to say, Mama Kelly, that over the years, I've been to a few of the Merritone Family Fun Day here in the United States, and of course, the Merritone family and the Irish Jam family have worked very closely together over the years. So it's been a very wonderful relationship, I must say. Thank you for all that you have done for 70 odd years, and you continue to do it with a new generation of music lovers and players of instruments and things of that nature. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Morgan, for the kind words. So we said you were a family.
Yes. Thank you, too.
Music Day.
Yes, excellent. It's just something that I'm very excited about because Merritone is a my generation thing, and I am just so happy to know that it is getting the recognition that it needs, and to be that guiding light amongst those of us who actually select and the younger generation. If you could just attract them, as Monique said, there's just so much that could change in terms of how people select and that meriting. We need to bring back happy music.
Yes.
Indeed. It will take a little doing, but we have some youth in our lineup, and they're learning. they have the balance. They know what the young people like, and that's what the elders like. So
Yes,
it's good.
yes, yes, nice. All right, so this is how we say so long. So wonderful having you both. I'm sure all your ancestors are smiling ear to ear as you carry on the work. And big thing this for having a Merritone Day or a Merry Music Day. Congrats again and keep us posted.
We will.
We'll do it. It was our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Very nice interview.
You're most welcome. All right, so that was wonderful, sweet, nice, giving us hope that we're going to have some sweet, nice, happy music. And, you know, we love them things. The Beauregard way I said, a big selector.
Mama Kelly, I keep telling you, man, every time I come on and we interview somebody, it's always a pleasure because, you know, I didn't know I would be interviewing some of these people that you have given me a chance to talk to. So it's just a pleasure all the time, especially to people like this who have contributed so much for so many years and still doing it to this day in 2022. I want to wish them the best with their World Merry Music Day, and we will be celebrating next year again.
Yes, and the pleasure is also mine, Beauregard, because there are many people that I have gotten a chance to talk to that I've never spoken to before. Papa San, you remember I said, I'm not sure if I ever talked to Papa San, never talked to him yet. So that is, that I was just so excited about talking to Papa San. So the feeling is mutual and we're having fun. So we know it's translating and we're happy about that.
Definitely.
All right, so
Wow.
Thursday, most I willing, right?
Yes, Mama Kelly.
All right.
You have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And Jamaica, everybody be safe and show some love.
And live good.
Yeah, man, live good.
See him, sir.
Live good.
See him, sir. All right. Bless up yourself. Okay, so it's now 12:57, and this is just about how we say so long. We had a wonderful conversation, as Beauregard said, and we're looking forward to having more. Thanks again for being part of our conversations, as usual.